Assalamu alaikum and good morning. Let me adjust first camera. Uh, let's begin to read lesson number 4, The Rat Trap, written by Selma. This is the fourth video of this lesson. I have already explained you 12 paragraph of this lesson. I am going to read from the 13th paragraph, and this is going to be the part 4. This is going to be the fourth video of this lesson. Let's begin to read. If you have any query, feel free to ask me on my WhatsApp number 7383759748. Let's begin to read. During one of the long dark evening, just before the Christmas is going to be in the morning, and just before the Christmas, the Master Smith, the name of the owner is Mr. Smith. The Master Smith and his helper sat in the dark forge near the furnace, waiting for the pig irons. So the owner of the iron factory, came for the inspection at night, and his master and his worker, they both were sitting at that furnace waiting for the pig iron. One kind of iron, right? Iron extracted from mines, that is pig iron, which had been put in the fire. So they were waiting for it to come in proper shape and size. So they were waiting to come, put in the fire, to be ready to put on the anvil. And the same pig iron they were going to put on the anvil. Anvil means heavily iron block, like a brick. They are going to put that particular pig iron on the anvil. Every now and then one of them got up to stir the glowing mass with a long iron bar. So it was not only the workmen was there working, they would keep on changing, because it was that much hot that they would not be able to bear the heat of that furnace, right? So they would keep on changing, and they would go inside in order to stir the glowing mass, returning in a few moments dripping with perspiration. Once they come out of that furnace, they were full of sweat and perspire. Though as was the custom, he wore nothing but long shirt and pair of wooden shoes. So what they were wearing, what he was wearing, that worker, he was wearing long shirt and pair of wooden shoes. So this is the 13th paragraph. Now let me explain in nutshell. This is, once again I am explaining you. I would request to watch this video. If you just go to the other video, you might misguided. You might not be given proper information. As a result, you might not be able to give correct answer in the answer sheet, in the exam. Okay, let me explain you. One long dark evening near Christmas time, the Master Smith and his helper was sitting in the dark forge, which was built near the furnace. He was wearing a long shirt and pair of wooden shoes. Both of them were waiting for the pig iron, which was put inside the furnace fire to be ready to put on the anvil. Anvil is a heavy block with a flat top, which is used to shape the metal. They took turn to stir the liquid, which was very hot. As they could bear the heat for a few minutes, each of them would return sweating profusely. So this is the explanation. Let's begin to read the 14th paragraph of this lesson. Okay. All the time there were many sounds to be heard in the forge. Forge means factory, furnace. Obviously, the big bellows means airbag. You have to keep in mind the word bellow. It's the actual meaning is of bellow is one kind of sound, but here is airbag, right, in which air is filled in order to give more heat to the fire. Their big bellows groan. This is also one kind of sound, groan. And the burning coal crack is also one kind of sound. So there were different kind of sounds were produced in that factory. The fire boy, who is there working in fire, the fire boy shoveled. Shovel means moving the charcoal into the maw of the furnace. Maw means face of the furnace with a great deal of clatter. And when he was there moving the charcoal, it produced one kind of sound, that is clatter. Outside roared the waterfall, one kind of more sound, roaring. Outside the waterfall was there, falling it, roaring. And sharp north wind whip, one one more kind of sound, whip. A sharp north wind whipped the rain against the brick tile roof. So it was the raining also, and it was that north wind whipped the rain against the brick tile roof, and it was whipping on the tile roof. Okay, so this is the 14th paragraph. Now let me explain you in nutshell. Bellow, air bag that emits a stream of air used for blowing air into a fire. Shovel means move means yaw. Clatter means bang. I already explained. Whip means beaten with a whip. Here to hit something. I already explained you. Now let me explain you in nutshell. One could hear different type of sound in the forge. There was a big bellow which was blowing air in the fire with a great sound. Also there was the sound of cracking coal. One could also hear the bang of charcoal which was being shoveled by the fireboy. The sound which was coming from outside the mill, there were of the waterfall, the high speed of north wind which hit the raindrop against the brick tile roof. This is the explanation of the 14th paragraph. Now let me explain the 15th paragraph of this lesson. Okay, it was probably on account of all this noise that the blacksmith didn't notice that man had opened the gate and entered the forge. He was busy because it was very noisy atmosphere, and that person who is there working in factory didn't notice that somebody is there coming inside because of that great noise, until he stood close up to the furnace, and he was standing before him only. So let me explain. It was due to the different type of sound that the blacksmith didn't realize that man had opened the gate of the forge and had entered till he came and stood near the furnace. Okay, now let's begin to read paragraph 16. Surely it was nothing unusual for poor vagabonds without any better shelter for the night to be attracted to the forge by the glow of the light. Yeah, he was a vagabond, he was a rat trap seller, he was a hawker, and obviously any vagabond, any wanderer person, any beggar person, it would sure attract him. He would be sure attracted towards the furnace during such extreme cold winter season, right? So any vagabond would take shelter near that furnace, and it was better shelter for the night to be attracted by the forge by the glow of light. And when he was just taking shelter at that particular night, how was that area? The glow of light, it was glowing, and that light which escaped through the sooty pans. Sooty means powder, and that pans means windows, the glass over the window, and that glass were hidden because of the powder, and came to come into warm themselves in front of the fire. Yes, the blacksmith glanced only casually and indifferently at the intruder. Intruder means person who sneak into it, who come inside. So he just came, and the person who was there working blacksmith, he didn't notice that. We just look at that person because he looking at his shabby clothes, got an impression that he is a beggar, he is a hawker. So he just looked at it indifferently without giving respect. He looked the way people of his type usually did, with a long beard, dirty, ragged means old and torn, and with a bunch of rat trap dangling on his chest. Dangling means hanging loosely. So he just looked at casually at that person, didn't notice and didn't speak any words. Okay, now let me explain in nutshell. Sooty pans, window pans cover it. Soot means black powder produced when coal, wood or it's burned. Okay, many homeless people used to get attracted to the lights of the forge, which peeked through the window panes, which were covered with the black powder of burnt coal. They would seek shelter there. They would warm themselves with the help of the burning fire. As the blacksmiths were accustomed to visitors, they were indifferent to the man. They just looked at him. The rat trap seller appearance was similar to that of other wanderers. He had long beard, was dirty, wore old worn out clothes, and had a bunch of rat trap hanging from his chest. This is the explanation of the 16th paragraph. Now let me begin the small paragraph, that is 17. Okay, he asked permission to stay. He asked for permission that if he would be say, and the master blacksmith nodded naughty consent means permission, without honoring with a single word. So the peddler tried to seek permission from the blacksmith so that he could stay in the forge for a night. He allowed the peddler with an arrogant consent by just nodding and didn't say a single word to him. This is the explanation, very can be understood easily. Okay, the tramp, here is also vagabond. Tramp word is used for the vagabond. Tramp means that rat trap seller did not say anything either. He had not come there to talk. He had not come there to talk, but only to warm himself and sleep. His intention was not to talk. He just came over there to just take shelter and to get his body warm. In those days, in those days, Ramso Iron Mill was owned by a very prominent iron master. He was very popular, the owner of that owner of that factory, whose greatest ambition was to ship out good iron to the market. He wanted to just sell the good kind of material, good kind of iron material to be sold at the market, and he wanted to sell that. He wanted to sell that iron made in his factory into the market. He watched both night and day to see that work was done as well as possible. At this very moment, he came to the forge on one of the nightly rounds of inspection. So he came over there for the inspection. The owner of that factory, he came over there in order for the inspection. Now let's see. Now that rat trap seller was already taking shelter, he was there before the furnace in order to get his body warm. And let's see what happened. Prominent, important, tramp, vagabond, wanderer. The peddler also said nothing because his main aim was to warm himself and sleep. The owner of the Ramjo Iron Mill in those days was very ambitious person whose aim was to sell only the fine iron into the market. Therefore, he used to keep a check on the worker both during the night and the day. The owner was on night inspection visit when the peddler entered the forge. This is the explanation of the 18th paragraph. Let me explain now. Let us read the 19th paragraph of this list. Naturally, the first thing he saw was the tall ragamuffin. Ragamuffin, a person in rags. That is called a person who is there in wearing torn clothes is called ragamuffin. Very good word, belongs to 6-step word. Ragamuffin, who had eased his way too close to the furnace, came slowly. Ease his way means came slowly to the furnace in order to get his body warm. That steam rose from his wet rags because his clothes were wet. Even he was that much near to the fire or furnace, even the steam was there coming out of his body. The iron master didn't follow the example of blacksmith. The iron master didn't follow the example of blacksmith. He just went because blacksmith didn't pay that much attention, but iron master went to the peddler, went to the vagabond, went to that tramp, went to the hawker, rat trap seller, who had hardly deigned to look at the stranger. And blacksmith didn't pay attention. He didn't look, even he didn't take pity on him. Deign means to pay attention, right? Do something that one considered to be beneath dignity. So he didn't do something. He just, who had hardly deigned to look at the stranger, he didn't pay attention. And what did the master do? He walked close up to him. He just went near to him. That who is this fellow sleeping inside my furnace, inside my factory? Look him over very carefully. Then tore off his slouch hat. He just removed his hat to get a better view of his face, and he just went near to him in order to see his face. Okay. Let me explain you in nutshell. Ragamuffin, a person in rags, then do something that one considered to beneath one's dignity. Slouch head bent on one side of that head. Unlike the blacksmith, the iron master at once noticed the peddler who was sitting so close to the furnace that steam was coming out of his torn clothes. He not only went near him but also removed his wanderer's head that was bent to one side so that he could see the man's face clearly. Let us begin to read the paragraph number 20. But of course, it is you, Nils Aluf. This is the way I am reading. I can, because it is a different kind of word. Nils Aluf, it's a proper noun. But of course, it is you, Nils Alof. He was astonished to see the face of that vagabond. He was astonished to see the face of that rat trap seller. He said, Nils Alof, you. He said, how you do look? What kind of means? He behaved with that person as if he know him. He had an acquaintance with him. Okay. The man with the rat trap had never before seen the Iron Master and Ramjo and didn't even know what his name was. It was something like for the peddler, for that rat trap seller, he was thinking Janna Pehchan Mera Mehman, like that he didn't know him, he had not seen him before, and how that person claiming that he had good acquaintance with him, how that person claiming that he knows him, he is familiar with him. He was surprised. But it occurred to him that if the fine gentleman thought he was an old acquaintance, he might perhaps throw him a couple of kroners. So he just he thought one side, because he was a greedy person, he was a thief. He thought that if he was knowing that he is under mistake, he's under mistake, but he didn't correct him, and he decided not to correct him, because he thought that if he would become friend of him, he would at least throw some kroner, some money at him. Therefore he didn't want to undeceive him at once. Undeceive means galti batana. He didn't want to reveal his identity. He didn't want to tell someone that his belief is mistaken. He didn't correct him. He just kept on. He allowed him to believe whatever he believed about him. Right? Let me explain you in nutshell so you can understand thoroughly. When the Iron Master took off the peddler's hat, he mistook him as an old acquaintance, Nils Alof. The peddler didn't know him, nor had he seen this man before. But he thought that if this man mistook him as his old companion and gave him some money out of pity, then it would be a good thing. Therefore, he didn't let him know that he had mistaken him as Nils Alof. He allowed him to believe he was a greedy person. Yes, this is the last paragraph of this lesson. Then means this video, because 17 minutes have already passed, it will become very lengthy video. Just only last paragraph. Yes, God knows things have gone downhill with me, he said. Downhill means worst. He said, yes, you are right. Means yes, God knows things have gone downhill with me, he said. And he just said that yes, I am caught. The circumstances are not in my favor, and my luck or my favor is not that much, my fate is not that much good. You should not have resigned from the regiment, said the Iron Master. Iron Master said, he thought that he was his comrade, he was his friend, they both were working in army. So he said that you should not have put resignation. That was his mistake. If only I had still been in the service at that time, it would never have happened. I would not have allowed you to put resignation. You should not have put resignation. As you put, he thought that it was his friend who were there working together in the army. Well, now of course you will come home with me. Okay, so let me now explain you. He wanted that peddler to come along with his home. Downhill was regiment, unit in the army of defense force. So the peddler started conversation. With the Iron Master by saying that things didn't went well with him. To this, the Iron Master replied that he had made a big mistake by leaving the regiment. He also added that if he would have been working in the regiment when he resigned, he would not have let him do so. Later on, he invited him to his home. He wanted that person, his friend, to come with him, though it was his mistake. He was not his friend, because it was the dark night and his face was matching, the peddler face was matching with the face of his friends. So he just wanted him to come along with his home, and tomorrow is going to be the Christmas. Okay, this is the last let us read. This is the last paragraph, then after I will wind up. To go along up to the manor house, right? Landlord manor house, and be received by the honor like an old regimental comrade. That, however, did not please the tramp. He thought that he is under mistake and he is not close friend of him, but it was his mistake, and to go to his house like a friend or becoming a friend is not good, does not look good. No, I could not think of it. He said he just thinking himself inside his mind. He said, looking quite alarmed, and he was very scared. He thought of 30 kroner, but he was a greedy person, so that he thought of the 30 kroner because he had stolen 30 kroner from that person, right? So he thought that 30 kroner to go up to the manor house would be like throwing himself voluntarily into the lion's den. It was like going to the lion's den, because he already had already stolen money, and going to the city once again to that owner of the factory would like throwing himself in lion's den. He only wanted a chance to sleep here in the forge and sneak away as inconspicuously as possible. Inconspicuously means without being noticed. ध्यान में ना इस तरह वो सुबह में he wanted to get rid of that, he wanted to leave that place and he didn't want to visit. Okay, so let me explain you in nutshell. Manor house, a large country house. Comrade, fellow soldier. Alarm is frightened. Inconspicuous means invisible, which is not noticeable. The red trap seller didn't find it to be a good idea to visit the ironmaster place. He was frightened with the idea of visiting to the large house of an old soldier, which according to him was not safe. After all, he had the stolen money with him. He didn't want to put himself in danger. His intentions were to sleep in the forge and then go away from without even being noticed. This is the end of this video. This is the fourth video of this lesson. Inshallah, I will begin from the fifth video lesson later on, inshallah. Meanwhile, if you have any query, feel free to ask me. You have to read it yourself. You have to understand yourself. Right? You are the student of 12th standard. This is one of the most important year of your life. Do not ignore it. Right? Do not ignore it. Take it seriously. Respect time. You will be given. If you respect time, you will be sure given. You will be respected by time. So just now, time to study now only. In the month of March, you will have. In the month of March, you will have your exam time. So please, this is very nice lesson, very easy lesson. But still, I would request you personally to go through this video. I am giving you my WhatsApp number 7383759748. Please, if you have any query, confusion, feel free to ask me. You are always allowed to call me. Okay, Allah Hafiz.